Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Steiner. I'm the proud principal of Taft Charter High School and highly gifted STEAM magnet. I'm so happy that you could join us today for our first Coffee with the Principal for fall 2020. This is starting my 6th year here at Taft, and every year is a new and different challenge, and also a new energy and excitement for a new year to try new things, explore um, new things. And this year, I have to say, is going to be one of the most exciting because of all of the changes and differences. I always like to look at the positives in every situation, and I have to tell you, some of the positives of what's happening now is that we are learning and taking on new challenges. So necessity is the mother of invention and innovation, and we have a lot of innovating going on, which kind of makes it exciting. Now, we can't wait till we can get back on campus and do things how we've done in the past. But I will say, whenever we do come back to school, the learning that we've done over the last few months is going to enhance the classroom instruction and our overall education system, because we have some tools that we're learning a lot more on. And on March 13th, Friday, March 13th, 2020, we flipped the switch and we went into this virtual setting. And from then till now, we have learned a lot, and we're still learning. A lot of us worked over summer school and went to trainings, and we're working. And today, this is our first time using webinar. Webinar allows us to have up to 3,000 participants. So I will be doing this same type of webinar for all students. It gives me an opportunity to meet with all students on Tuesday. I'll be doing a webinar for students. So in the past, I have never been able to have an assembly that can accommodate every student on campus. So these are some of the exciting things that we're able to do. Yes, we want to be back on campus because that is the best way to have our instruction. But like I said, we have some new tools going forward. So it's very exciting. Let's see. I would like to first I can see that we have about 80 participants. And I'm going to ask to launch our poll so we can kind of see who's there. This is another feature that our teachers can use, and I want to experiment today and try out. So go ahead, we're gonna have the voting is open. I can see that the number of you that are voting, and thank you for participating. I wanna know who you are. We have parents, students, and teachers and staff members here. I wanna see how many. Why did we close the poll? Can we launch the poll again? Uh-oh. Yes, keep the poll open. Sorry, you'll have to vote again. Let's not close the poll until we get all the votes in, or most of the votes in. Okay, so okay. So we have about 90% parents. We have a few students, couple teachers, and a couple staff members. So thank you very much. That was it was something I wanted to test out and try it and see how it was, so that in the future when we do meetings or students, we can do some checking for understanding. We can see how people are feeling today on a massive scale. Let's launch the next poll, because I want to kind of understand if you can see the next question in the poll. Whoever is that Ms. Coe who's working the poll? Okay, what grade is your child? Or if you are a student, what grade are you in? And if you're a staff member, you don't need to respond to these ones. Okay. Looks like we stopped. I guess there might be a time setting on there. As you'll see, we are productively struggling, which is one of our math standards. We're going to productively struggle sometimes, and because we're learning new things and new technologies. But it's a great way for us to keep it. If I can model this for everyone, that we will learn and we'll try new things, and we're not going to be scared to try new things. And I want students to understand that we need to come sometimes out of our comfort zone to learn, and that's a great way. It's like I said, my 6th year as a principal, but learning every year something new, and that's what makes it exciting. So it looks like we have about 53% of 9th grade, 11% 10th, and oh, did we have it again? Okay, so you can see the results of, so primarily it looks like a lot of freshman parents, which I would expect, and I hope that you continue through the year to join us. for our Coffee with the Principals. I'll continue to look at different ways to make it more interactive. And if our numbers are low enough, we can work on, I hope that we would 1,000, but if we have less than 300, I could do Zoom, which allows some more interactions. Okay, go ahead and you can stop sharing that, Ms. Ko. Thank you so much. And we're gonna jump right into the presentation. Okay. Okay, so today you're gonna hear from a few different members from our staff. And I wanna, so this is our assistant principals, and you will meet them shortly. They're going to go through their section of the presentation. And so we have 5 assistant principals. Ms. Oland is half-time here and half-time at Portola. Okay. And then we have some support staff that you will also be hearing from. And we have our community rep as well as our PTO president. That is here today to share with you some of what the PTO does for our school. Okay. And here's another, the agenda of who's presenting. Okay, we're gonna try to cover some areas. Know that we are just gonna there's so much information coming out. We're gonna try to get as much out as we can. Continue to urge you to follow us on the social media as well as our website for the latest information and updates. But we'll share some of the things that I'm going to go over of what's happening now. It's a little bit of the opening and remote learning, social emotional, and the advisory class, college and career ready, the bell schedule, resources at the Taft website, and resources and expectations. Okay. So when you go to the Taft website, you will see news and announcements. This is where this is always changing, and we're updating on, and these are the links, the buttons that you can click for support. You can see on the left here is the help desk. That's where any general questions that you have or you're just not sure what to do, you click on that help desk and there's a link there. And we have multiple staff members monitoring that link so that, monitoring that so that we can help you with whatever you need, whether it's technology or I have a question for a counselor or whatever that's where multiple, and then we will forward it to the right person. So please use that help desk. If you take anything away today, it is make sure that you know that help desk. Okay, let's see, if there is one feature that you do have access to, and my staff, go ahead and text me if I'm missing something. But go ahead and look at, you don't have the chat feature, but you do have the Q&A. And our moderator will support with asking some of those questions if we have time at the end for some questions. You can use that and we can try to answer those if they're not answered in the presentation. Welcome new students button. If you need to know about a coach or you're trying to make contact or you need documents, where to find emergency card and information, that new student button is for you. Class changes, if you came to pre-registration and you had 2 PE classes and you need to change a class, you click on that link for class changes. So don't use the help desk anymore for that. Make sure now that we have this new class changes, you can do that. Okay, next, I wanted to draw your attention to the Family and Student Handbook for a guide to support learning at home. There's a guidebook for teachers, for principals, and for families to support your child at home. And there's a link on our website for that handbook, so make sure you do that. We had a summer bridge program. We wanted to do it in person, but some of you had participated. I was able to join a couple of the Ms. Ko, who's going to be presenting as well, and Ms. Bradford had the summer bridge program, which they did virtually, and I think it went very well. So thank you for those of you that participated. And if you're a senior, there's a link for senior portraits and what you need to do. So we'll continue to update this with the most current information. Soon we'll be putting up some of what's going on. So this year we're gonna have, one change is we're gonna have an advisory class. And the advisory class is gonna be for, in these times where we have a lot going on and it's difficult, it's different. We, the union and the district have created an advisory course that all students will take. And it's where they will work on social emotional learning as well as college and career readiness at the high school level. So you can see right here that definition of social emotional learning. And like I said, this is being recorded, so you can if anyone misses, they can see this later, or you can come back to it later. I also will make the PowerPoint available so you can see the slides, as some of these resources have phone numbers and things for you to access. So I want to make sure you have the PowerPoint so you can see it later. Okay. So it's really giving students an opportunity to connect with the teachers and provide support, a check-in, and be doing certain lessons connected to that. Okay, the instruction. I know there's a lot of questions about instruction, and every day we're getting more information about specifically what it's going to look like. Regular schedule, standard-based instruction, daily live interactions. I want to explain that it may be in a Zoom. The teacher might be conducting a Zoom, a webinar, or something like that. But there also might be another interaction where it's not necessarily video. Live interaction, I'm gonna actually get to that in a minute with that specific definition. Assessments of student progress. We're doing daily attendance. Will be taken based on you either being part of a Zoom, or if you're doing some interactions, an assignment or something, that the teacher will be using different methods to monitor that attendance. We will be using Schoology and the applications that are linked in there. The tutoring and stuff is still, we're still working on these components. These are some of the technology and apps that will be within Schoology. So once a student logs into Schoology, they will be able to access some of these apps. And some of them are for, they would have to be enabled by the teacher, but it's just, we're trying to make it to where you go to one learning platform and you have access to different applications. Taft independently has also purchased some of these applications for teachers to use. So distance learning and instruction. You've heard a lot about in the news and everywhere, synchronous instruction and asynchronous instruction. So I want to go back real quick, and that synchronous instruction is that live interaction where there is a common platform and teachers and students at the same place at the same time interacting. May not be like in a video, but there may be, if there could, not a live stream video, but there could be a video that's being played and there's questions, or a Google document where people are collaborating on at the same time, and there's an opportunity for teachers to give feedback. And there is basically someone on the other end of that computer that is reacting back and forth with the students in some way, shape, or form. We'll kind of, as the year goes on, dig more into that, but I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that it might not necessarily be a video conference type situation for every synchronous minute. Then there's also asynchronous instruction, which is, that would be a video recording and then you're responding at a later time. It may happen during that class period, or it may happen outside of that class period, but it's more of a self-guided instruction when it comes to the asynchronous portion. Now, when it comes to the times and the minutes, if you look at the the day that we're going to be on the 6-period day, okay? 6 periods and or not 6 periods, 6-period schedule. It's going to be over a couple of days. We'll go over the exact schedule in just a second. But the synchronous minute times for Mondays, it's 90 minutes. And then, because you'll see in a minute why, those are shorter periods. And then on Tuesday through Friday, it is 150 minutes. And if you divide it up, they're only going to 3 classes a day, and the advisory. So the advisory is 30 minutes. That is synchronous instruction. And then if you divide up the other minutes, it's 40 minutes per period. So the period is 70 minutes, but it is a minimum of the 40 synchronous minutes during that period. Let me go to the schedule. We're gonna, I guess, talk about the schedule in a minute. What I want to show you, that what the first week of school looks like. The last day of summer vacation is August 17th. The first day of instruction is on the 18th. However, you will not be going to your regular class. The students will log on to Schoology, and in their advisory class, their teachers will upload their asynchronous assignment, and the students will have access to do that on the 18th. And teachers will be in trainings in the morning. Then in the afternoon, I will do a virtual welcome to students, kind of like this webinar now, but I'll be working with the students, and they will have that, and that it'll just be on our website. It will be Principal's Virtual Welcome, be similar to this, but for students, geared towards students. That is Tuesday. So their work is all asynchronous. On the 19th, teachers will be in trainings in the mornings, and students will have an online orientation, digital citizenship, health and wellness. This will be asynchronous work through their Schoology class of advisory. So their advisory teacher will upload these asynchronous assignments into Schoology. So they will be doing, this is like a half day, their minimum days for the students. And in the PM, in the afternoon, the teachers, the advisory teachers will be meeting with students. So they will not meet with all their teachers. They will only meet with their advisory teacher to make sure they have their schedule. They know where their Zoom codes are. They'll know they'll be on Schoology. So this would be a Zoom meet and greet with your advisory teacher for students on August 19th in the afternoon. Okay, and then August 20th, Thursday, August 20th is our first day of regular instruction. It'll be a regular class, and I'm going to go to the schedule, and then Friday will be regular. Let me go to the where's the? You know, I'm going to come back to that. I'll ask one of my staff members to add the schedule in
it's
here,
there. You
or they
passed
will
it,
cover
Mr.
it.
Steiner.
Oh,
There,
I passed
right
it?
there.
Okay, sorry. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Okay. Remote learning, bell schedule. So this is our schedule. The district had a proposed schedule, and our school site council, charter council voted on a modification, and there's no change. The minutes are the same. We've just rearranged them. And one reason we rearranged them is because it was a 10-day cycle where every other Monday was different classes. And as a school, we felt that having the same schedule every week, consistency, especially in a time of a lot of confusion, that every week the schedule and the classes are meeting at the same time. So Monday, students will go to all of their classes, C 1 through 6. We thought at the beginning of the week, it's a great time to just check in and make sure that everybody is set for the week. Like, hey guys, we have a test on Thursday, or we have a test on Friday, or whatever it may be. Then there's some outreach time, and then planning and professional development. So there are shorter periods. That's why we have less synchronous time. Tuesday through Friday, regular instruction days, you can see that it's a block schedule that starts at 9 a.m. with advisory A, and then 9:35 with advisory B. Now, students will only have one advisory. So they will have, if you have advisory A, it's basically one class split in half. So it'll be smaller class sizes for that advisory. And a teacher will have an A and B student advisory, but only half the students at any given time. So those will be the first hour. And then at 10:10, we begin with period 1 or 2, depending on the day. And then they'll go to period 3 or 4, depending on if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And we'll have that all posted on the website of which days are which periods. And then there will be a lunch break, and then there will be periods 5 or 6, depending on which day it is. So you will go to odd classes one day, even classes another day. So and it'll just keep going back and forth. And on Monday, you will go to all your classes. 0 periods will start at 8 o'clock. Thank you for that question. 0 periods will start at 8 o'clock. We will set the specific days on the schedule, and that will be part of the schedule. This was just passed yesterday by our school site council. So you are the first to hear it. Those of you that came to Coffee with the Principal are getting the most recent information. Okay, I wanted to make sure the family and student handbook that it is linked on the website to make sure that you know where that resource is and you can access it. Okay, before I go to the next slide, I'll come back on towards the end and now I'm gonna pass the mic over to Mr. Loza.
Good morning. I'm Mr. Loza. I'm one of the assistant principals. I've also been here. This will be my 6th year. Mr. Steiner and I kind of started the same time, and it's been a nice roller coaster. There's been a lot of things. We're looking forward to opening this school year. I know it's going to be a little bit different, but I think we're as prepared as can be. Enrollment packets. This year, we put the enrollment packets on our website. I know Mr. Steiner talked about some of the resources we have on there. If you go to the one that says welcome new students, there's a lot of information about our school, but it's also about enrollment packets. Hopefully everyone has turned theirs in. This year, because of COVID-19, we cannot handle the paperwork immediately. We have to let it sit for 48 hours. So we ask people to download it, fill it out, and then you can bring it to the school site Monday through Friday. You drop it off, and then after the 48 hours, we'll review it. And if there's any questions, Ms. Marilyn McFerguson or myself will get in contact with you. Okay. Something that, if you're a 9th grader, it was part of the enrollment packet. Something that we do every year when we have on-site classes is we have students fill out, or parents fill out the student emergency information forms. This year, we have not done it, but if your information has changed and it's critical that you do it, you can also go to that welcome new students. We have the form there. That's if, you know, the contact information has changed or emergency contacts. You fill it out, and then you can just email it to us. You don't have to bring that in physically. You can just email it to myself or Ms. McFerguson. You can see our email addresses at the bottom, okay? Also, if you change address because we do send a lot of information through the mail, you change the address, send me an email or Ms. McFerguson. We'll give you the form. You will have to send us some documentation. That way we can change it in the computer, and whenever we do mailings, we have the correct address for you. Okay. The other thing, student daily attendance. Teachers will be taking attendance every single day, and that will be part of the student's record. So like Mr. Steiner talked about how the schedule is going to be, we highly, 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 highly encourage students to attend daily. Attendance will be taken, and it will be documented in the MISA system, okay? If you have any other questions, contact myself, Ms. Ferguson, and we'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. Or you can always go to the help desk and put your question there, and we constantly monitor that link. Thank you and welcome. Now Mr. Tapia is going to be talking about the counseling department. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So welcome to our first Coffee with the Principal. The first screen you see there is that this year we have gone with a Grant Alpha caseload for counselors. The process, in order to make it more efficient this year, all requests to meet with a counselor is going to be done through the website under news and announcements. There's a text or the help desk. So for class changes, it's anything counselor related is through the class change tab. And please do not email the counselors directly, because we have over 600 plus requests for changes of various, for various reasons. So that gives us the ability to timestamp and allow us, the counselors, to go in order and to better meet the needs of everybody. Again, they will be available after the year starts to meet with you individually once all scheduling is has settled down. So if you can always email me, jtapia1@LUSD, for specific questions, and I can either answer the question or reroute, or guide you in the right direction. So that's that. And I think so. As you can see, the The staff list also includes our support staff. So if you have specific, the counseling staff, Yolanda Harris and Karen McAvoy, they can help you with transcripts or office-related questions, or to even if you need to pass on a message to a counselor or me, they're available. Okay. Nice. So that's the, if you go to the school website, you will see the tab, and that's the tiny URL that you will find under news and announcements. For our current students, our campaign this year was, choose once, choose wisely, in order to best create a master's schedule that is that meets the needs of all students. So, of course, it's not applied to incoming ninth graders. If you're an incoming ninth grade parent and have an issue with your schedule, you can use the same class change request form, and a counselor will get back to you. Please take note of the changes that we're allowing and not allowing. If there's a clear error on Schoology, however, I do want to note that Schoology has some issues right now, so please, if you have a question, you can email me for clarification. It should sync within a few days. It should be ready to go. Our MySys is our official record-keeping platform, so the Schoology will pull all the information from MySys. So if it's in MySys, you should be good to go and not worry too much about what Schoology does. It should be, by the weekend, it should all be synced up and ready to go. Sports changes, make sure if you have questions about sports teams or trying out, you need to contact the coach directly. The coach will turn in a official roster to us, and they will be entered that way into the system. Also, current students that, just so you know, that students that applied for AP or honors classes, it's, students that change their mind over the summer, it's in order to accommodate everybody's, everybody changes their mind, the situation will become untenable. That's why we are very strict about, choosing once, choosing wisely during the spring semester. However, I understand sometimes there's changes, and we will deal with those as soon as we receive your request online. Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, Ms. Aviv. Let me turn my video on. Oh, I can't do my video. Sorry about that. I don't know why they won't let me do it. So good morning. Can you guys all hear me? My name is Miss Aviv, and I have been with TAF for, this is my own third year now. And I do student activities, special education, and facilities. So I want to go over to let you know we have a new ASB advisor this year, Ms. Takub. And it is going to be a little different as long as we're virtual, but she has a student body leadership. I'm sorry, she has student body, and they're going to be doing activities at lunch, but all virtual, some games, some quizzes, some Zooms. She's also going to be working with the teachers regarding the clubs so that they can have clubs and meet regularly and weekly, but all of that information is forthcoming. When we return to campus, we will absolutely continue with when we're approved for guest speakers, field trips, and other fun activities. So we are looking forward to that day of being together. And also, I'm over special education. We do have a full-time special education coordinator, Ms. Otis. We have all the programs listed. We have full-time psychologists. I want to let everybody know, for students that do have IEPs, we will be servicing, we will be having IEP meetings. We will have paraprofessionals and supports in the Zoom classrooms. So that even though it's trying times, we will be there for you. If we could go to the next screen. So I do also want to talk about pre-registration, novels, art supplies, and more. So thank you for coming last week, adhering to social distancing, coming at your appointment time. We wanted to tell you that, as Mr. Tapia talked about, the schedules are on Schoology, but there are some changes happening. But do know that English, math, science, and social studies books are also all digitally accessible through Schoology once you get into your course. So if you were not able to make pre-registration last week, you should be able to access the book that way for now. We do have some out of stock books, and I'm going to be going through the textbook room today and tomorrow so that we can then post on the website what we're out of stock so that you don't come to school to get a book we don't have, and we will update them as books come in. And then we will have makeup dates that will start occurring beginning Thursday, August 20th after instructional hours, so you don't have to miss class. And we will send out like a signup.com app for you to come in an appointment because we can only have so many people at the textbook room at once. And thank you for your patience with this. Also, there's English teachers, some science teachers, there's specialty books and novels that you'll need for a class. So also we will have a schedule for, say, Mr. Blair's class come this day, Mr. John's class come this day. So we will absolutely make sure that you know if you're in those teachers' classes when to come get those novels, although some teachers are electing to do digital novels this year. And then also if you're in art class, we don't expect you to go out and purchase a bunch of art supplies, don't stress. The art teachers are putting packets together for you to pick up so you'll be able to do all of your art projects at home. So again, thank you for your patience. Look for more information to come. We'll put it on Instagram, Schoology, our website, and email and connect voicemails as well. Thank you so much. And I think we're moving on to the next person.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. Let me try and get some of these things off. Okay. So my name is Aneezer McNabb, and this will be my 8th year at Taft. So some of my major responsibilities are student safety, athletics, discipline. So what I want to do first of all is talk to you a little bit about athletics. I know there were a lot of questions. So as of now, no athletic teams will compete in the fall season for LA Unified in 2020. However, all sports will be played over 2 seasons. So you can see up here up on the slide, winter sports will consist of football, girls and boys volleyball, girls and boys water polo, cross country, and traditional competitive cheer. Then in the spring season of sports, we will be playing basketball, soccer, softball, baseball, track and field, swimming, girls and boys tennis, girls and boys golf. So if you are one of those athletes, please make sure beforehand that you do get your required athletic packets filled out. And then in the shared folder, we do have the contact list of all the coaches as well. You can go on the Taft website under athletics, and you can get a list of all the coaches' names and contacts. Just so you know, those students that email a request to be put into an athletic class will not be put in there if they are new athletes to the school. That request has to come from the coach, and the coaches will be doing that after they have their tryouts. Okay, and again, you can contact all coaches for any specific information that you're looking for. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so Mr. Loza and Mr. Steiner have already touched on attendance, and since I'm going to touch on attendance, that can show you how important it is. We have got to have students in school every day so that they can have, that they can receive the instruction that's going to be delivered to them. So unless the school calendar says there's no school, your students should be in attendance. You should arrive to class every day on time. Classes start at 9. Now, students not arriving to class on time are really going to be interrupting instruction for their classmates, and they will be marked tardy. And seniors, you know how important that is because you will be held accountable for this, especially when it comes to all of your graduation and senior activities. Also, you need to be prepared for class. Parents, I would recommend that you, if you can, find a quiet place for students to be so that when they're in their virtual classroom, they have all of their supplies and materials ready and at hand, and they're not walking in and out of the room or trying to get things. Just really want to have the mindset that I'm going into class and I'm bringing my materials with me, even though it's virtual. Again, when you come to your virtual school, your homework should be completed. You need to arrive to class again with all the materials. And then also remember to charge all of your electronic devices the night before, so that's not an issue. Okay.
Ms. McNabb, did you already do this slide?
No, I did not.
Scrolled through kind of fast, but I'll have you cover this.
No, no,
Okay.
This is it. I haven't done it. Okay. All right. So during synchronous learning, We have expectations as we do in the classroom. We also have expectations for synchronous learning. Again, I talked about trying to find a quiet space where you're free from distractions. Students, we want to become fully engaged in your lesson by participating in all aspects of the activities. Also, be mindful that other people are out of the camera's view. That has happened a few times in the past where people are doing things in the background, mostly you parents, that you probably don't want to have on video. And when the video is on, all dress code expectations are enforced. So please dress accordingly. You know, one of the things parents can help us out with is not having students show up to their classes in pajamas. It's because then they're not ready for instruction. So we want to have as much structure in place as possible to help support our students learning in the classroom. Also, Zoom bombing will not be tolerated, and any such behaviors will be referred to the appropriate discipline unit, depending on what behaviors those are. It could be the dean, it could be myself, it could be school police. So again, students should only be in the classrooms that they are scheduled for, and not other classrooms at all. And no students should be sharing that information with their friends. Okay, so attitude. We need to have a positive attitude. We're really happy to see you. We are really excited to have everybody back in class in a structured environment, and we understand that the times are difficult, but we will get through this pandemic together. We just need to pull together as one unit. And also remember that the campus is a mutual respect zone where all people should conduct themselves in a respectful manner towards each other, whether you are in person or Zooming in a virtual environment. So be ready to start your classes, start them with a smile. We just get there soon. So next up is going to be Ms. Oland, and she is going to talk to you about the Academy.
Hello, I'm Ms. Oland, and actually this is only my second year at Taft, but I have been working on the campus that I also work at for a while. And the reason I'm at two campuses is because I follow the program of the Academy of Integrated Arts and Technology, which is on a middle school and high school campus. I'm at Taft on campus on Mondays and Thursdays, but it's best to call me or email me. My phone number will reach me at either campus, and my email will as well. So if you need me for the Academy, please give me a call. Thanks. I believe Ms. Ko is going to talk to you next.
Good morning. My name is Katie Ko. I am the teacher librarian here at Taft. This is my fourth year of being on campus, and actually Summer Bridge, this is the third Summer Bridge program that we've had each year. We've had to do it a little bit differently this year in particular. Me and Miss Ko, I am Miss Ko, myself and Miss Bradford, one of our world language teachers. We teach this program together. This year we adjusted it to just be a one-day, one-session activity for the students to kind of bring them up to speed with virtual learning and the expectations and resources that they'll need to be successful at Taft. So we're focusing on the transition from 8th grade to high school, making sure they know the A through G requirements, protocols for using Zoom, different resources and expectations, and really trying to prepare them for the shift from middle school to high school as far as content and quality of work, and honestly, the amount of work that goes into high school as opposed to some middle school programs. Our biggest focus this year is trying to make sure that the students are prepared socially and emotionally for digital learning. We know it's kind of difficult. We know it's kind of awkward. Some of the interactions do feel kind of forced in the sense of these Zoom meetings and webinars. So having that practice and having the opportunity to share in a no stress, no grade zone has really helped our students so far. We will be posting the PowerPoint and resource list from Summer Bridge for those that weren't able to sign up. We did fill all of our sessions, which was wonderful. But we're going to be posting those resources on the Taft website. So if anyone has any need for some of those links and resources, they'll be on the website probably tomorrow afternoon. And yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Tapper. I'm in charge of many things at Taft, but specifically English learners and Title I. So we'll deal with English learners first. So you'll see some alpha kinds of things there, EO and IFEP. Students who initially, when you first enrolled them in school, if you put down English for everything for the home language survey, then they're EO, they're English only. If there was another language and you were tested fluent, then you're called an IFEP, an English proficient. Both of those designations would have students that are in regular or possibly AP or honors classes at this point. RFEP means someone who went through the program of limited English learning. They were an English learner and they reclassified. They showed that they have English proficiency. Those students will be monitored every year for 4 years, and so you'll be receiving material from Taft if your student was reclassified in the last 4 years this year, just to keep monitoring them. But they will, again, have either regular classes or AP or honors classes. LEP, Limited English Proficient. That is a designation for our students who are still learning English. And there are several levels, which of course has the ELD classes. We go from someone who's just starting, which is ELD 1, which is a 2-hour class, then ELD 2, which is a 2-hour class. And then when they get to level 3, ELD 3, they have 1 hour of English help, and then they're into their sheltered, which is kind of a scaffolded English 9 class, and then ELD 4 is similar, and advanced ELD is similar. For a student who is limited English proficient, for them to reclassify and be labeled an RFEP, which shows that they have mastered English at their grade level, they will need to have passed the LPAC exam, which is given every year. Many of our students started the LPAC this last year, and it may be possible for them to finish it this fall. The state is working on that possibility so that that will help toward their reclassification. And next spring, we will give the summative LPAC for reclassification. The RI test, it's called the Reading Inventory. It's an online test of inference and vocabulary that we're working on whether that is going to be given this semester remotely or not. Certainly when we come back, it will be. We will be able to use RI scores from last year to help us on new classification. And then finally, a student must get a C or better in their LTEL class or their English class this semester. So, or from last semester and this semester. So all very important things. Title I, the most important thing for you all is you have received the meal applications from the school district for you to fill out. That helps the school very much financially and otherwise. You also will be getting able, if you qualify for free or reduced lunches, you're able to get a reduction in fee for PSAT, SAT, AP exams, those sorts of things. That's all coming up. But you did receive, according to the district, a packet. Please make sure you handle them. My contact info is there if you need to get a hold of me. We will be having Blackboard Connects to remind you to please fill out your meal applications. Next is Mr. Hassan.
Hi, good morning. My name's Aaron Hassan. I'm the Technology and Testing Coordinator on campus at Taft. Really happy to be here today. As it pertains to technology on campus, I'm the General Technology Support, both on district applications as well as school applications and Schoology as well. I also support Schoology and the LAUSD Parent Portal. Parent Portal is where parents are able to access grades. They're able to access attendance records, formative test results, also health records. So all of the major information that parents have access to for students is available on the Parent Portal. And I'll be going over on one of the next slides exactly how to access the Parent Portal. In addition, I also oversee student and parent PIN numbers. If for whatever reason parents or students need PIN numbers, they can go on the on the tapti.org website, go to the help desk. If you just complete a very quick ticket within about 24 hours or so, I'll be happy to send back both the parent portal PIN numbers as well as the student PIN numbers. New this year, I also oversee the hotspot and Chromebook inventory. So for whatever reason, if parents or students need a Chromebook or a hotspot, we need you to visit, I have a link on the bottom, device.lausd.net. You'll put in the access code of LAUSD 2020, and from that point, you can request a Chromebook or a hotspot, and we'll probably get back to you within a week or so to make arrangements on how to pick up a Chromebook or a hotspot. On the next slide.
Mr. Hassan, I believe the next slide, it hyperlinked to, is this where you wanted me to go?
I wanted the slide actually went over instructions on how to students would access Schoology and then information on the parent portal.
Okay, let me get back there real quick. Sorry, everyone. For some reason, it stopped sharing. Is my, yeah, let's see. That was weird. Let me get full screen again. The next, if I go to the next slide, it's, I have this one. Aaron, is this where?
Beautiful. That's great.
I uploaded this one. Okay.
So for students to pretty much log into Schoology, they need 4 pieces of information. They need their district ID, they need their date of birth, they need their PIN number, which, as I said, for whatever reason, if students do not have the PIN number, please log on to the tapti.org website, go to the help desk. We'll be happy to send out the PIN numbers. They also need their student email addresses. To activate an email address, you need to go to mylogin.lausd.net. Students will click on the Student tab. They'll then select Activate or Reset the Password. As I mentioned before, they'll need to put in their district ID, their date of birth, and their 4-digit PIN. And at that point, it will prompt them to reset their password, and they can go ahead and log in to Schoology. Mr. Steiner, do we have the next tab on the parent portal?
Yep. There you go.
So this is more for student Schoology access? That's fine. That's wonderful.
One.
We'll do
Which
both.
one? The one? Okay.
Okay. So for students to log in, they need to go to lms.lausd.net. We have a very specific login page for LAUSD students. Students do not log in on a Schoology page. They log in on this lms.lausd.net. They'll select in student. They'll then plug in their email address and their password that they reset in the previous slide, and then they can sign in. To access a course in Schoology, once again, they'll go to the LMS website. They'll click on Students. Once they plug in their email address and their password, they'll click on Courses, and then they'll see all other courses that they have for the semester. And finally, on the last slide, we have a discussion about the parent portal. For a parent portal, parents need an email address that is, it could be a Gmail account or another personal email account. They need their student's district ID. They need their student's date of birth. And then they need a PIN number. Each parent, whether it's the mother or father or the parent 1, parent 2, has a unique student PIN number for their student. So parents will go to this parent portal app.lausd.net website. They'll register for an account. Once they register for an account with an email address, they'll be asked to confirm the email address. And then at that point, they'll be able to link their student to their account. Once again, to link the student to the account, they need the student's birth date, their district ID, and finally that 4-digit PIN number. And at that point, they can log into the parent portal and they can see all of the grades for their students, the attendance records, the test scores, the health records, pretty much all of the information that we have available. So once again, my name is Aaron Hassan. If you need anything at all, please feel free to contact us on through the help desk, and my email address is on the top of the slide as well. Now, Ms. Yu, our Magnet and SAS coordinator, is going to talk. Thank you, guys.
Good morning. My video is not working, but my name is Yeon Yu, and I'm the Magnet and the SAS coordinator. So I oversee the Gifted STEAM Magnet program and our School for Advanced Studies program, which consists of 2 different programs, the Individualized Honors and the Traditional Honors program. If you have any questions regarding those 2 programs in specifically, then please email me at yyU@lausd.net. Thank you so much. And next up will be Ms. Hoskins.
Hi, everyone. My video isn't working either, but welcome to Taft. I'm
Your
Julie
video's
Hoskins.
on.
It
I
is?
think your video's on.
Okay, thank you. I have been a Parent Center Director at Taft for going on 8 years, and I am the parent liaison as well as the community rep. So you probably received an e-blast from me yesterday regarding Coffee with the Principal. You will get those periodically with things going on. Typically, I help with tours, Coffee with the Principal. I have all the apparel in my office, so happy to help you with that. And any questions you have, I'm happy to answer. Also, if you go to Taft Parent Center at tafthigh.org, I can add you to my email list if you're not on that, or answer any questions that you have. So welcome. I'm happy to see so many ninth graders on this call. That makes me very happy. And we're happy to have you as part of our Taft community.
Okay.
Next up will be Carrie Steiner.
Carrie
Edelman.
Carrie
Sorry.
Edelman will be next. And so as she's getting ready, I wanted to just encourage all parents to participate in the PTO. The PTO supports us with so many things, and we have an enthusiastic group. I'm looking for their slides. Miss Yu, did you say where those slides are?
You have to log out and log back in because you're in
It's okay, and I'll get started. Hi, my name is Carrie Edelman. I am the president of the Taft PTO. Many of you may have met me if we had the opportunity, either when you came on tours or possibly at the, we didn't get to do our end of the year welcomes and orientations. We are a PTO versus a PTA, which many of you may have had in elementary school and middle school. As a PTO, we are also the singular fundraising arm. We don't just oversee programming, we also do all the fundraising for the school. We support all aspects of Taft, meaning we support the magnet, TH, IH, special ed, teams, clubs, student-run organizations. That's our goal here at Taft, is to be a full support organization. We are volunteer-based. There is no fee to join the PTO. We encourage any and all parents and teachers and staff to get involved. A lot of the things we would normally do are involved on campus, meaning we run the snack shack at football games, and we run Halloween contests and the dance and homecoming, things like that. Grad night we help with. That not available, we still need your support. We are asking all parents. One of the things we do is send out a monthly e-newsletter so that you guys know what's going on. You understand what's happening. We do special articles and features on teachers and programs at the school. So you are essentially opted into that, I think, unless you've opted out. As Julie Hoskins mentioned, you can always go onto the Parent Center website and let her know, and she will add you to our e-blasts. Additionally, at the bottom of the screen you see up that Mr. Steiner is sharing, you have our email. You can email us for anything. One of the big things we do ask everyone to do is, public school is free, great public school is not, is something we always say. We ask everyone to please consider making a donation to Taft. All of the money is tax deductible. We support everything with trophy. The big things we do is spirit wear. So I'm wearing my, here we go, my Taft t-shirt, Taft hats. We have all of our Taft spirit wear. If you go onto the PTO button, Mr. Steiner's got his on. If you go to the PTO section of the Taft website, there is an apparel section. We're working on it to make it easier to purchase, but you can purchase things there, and we will make some sort of arrangement to have it either mailed to you or for contactless delivery. Additionally, anyone who donates to the PTO, over $50 gets a car magnet. They're pretty cool. We have our new ones being made up now. So once again, we encourage everyone to click on that tiny URL link, sign up, be a part of PTO. It's a great way to be involved. Many parents think that once you get to high school, that's where you don't need to be involved. It really is where we encourage you to get involved and be a part of our community. And we certainly consider ourselves a huge link to the whole community at Taft. I'm personally available, as is most of my board, to assist in any way we can. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carrie, and thank you to the PTO for all your support now and every year. And as things have changed, you've shifted funds to support our programs as they are remote. So thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Okay. And I see a lot of the questions through the Q&A have been answered during the presentation, but Ms. Ko, was there any questions that were seemed towards me or that were not answered that I can answer? Because we do have a few more minutes. My meeting doesn't start for 3 minutes, my next
We have
meeting.
one question that I don't personally know the answer to. Is there, if the child is now doing a winter sport instead of fall, when is the deadline for the sport physicals?
I'll have to check on that unless Mrs. McNabb knows what when the physical deadlines are for those.
So what I would just say is they need to get them in as soon as possible. Because what happens is we have to have the school nurse has to vet them as well as the athletic director. And so if let's say the practice date, I believe, is going to be December 28th, I believe right now off the top of my head, where they can start practicing. You don't have that physical in by then, you're not going to get to practice, and it's going to take at least a week or two to get it processed to clear the student.
Okay. Thanks, Mrs. McNabb. Any other questions, Ms. Ko?
No, nothing
Or if anyone else has to fire off a question in our last couple of minutes. We do have, I forgot to put the flyer up, and it is, I think we have, if we don't have a link on the website, we'll put up, there is a town hall meeting tonight with our community of schools. If you've been hearing that word, the Taft community of schools is Taft and the schools that feed into Taft, the elementary and middle schools. So Hale feeds into El Camino, but they are part of the Taft community of schools, Woodland Hills Academy and Portola, and then all the elementaries that feed into those schools. So we will be meeting, we have a community of schools administrator who's Mr. Corley. I will be joining the community of schools meeting as the high school representative, since we're the only high school, and then we'll have a middle school and elementary representative as well. So the district will be sharing that information. That's at 5 o'clock tonight. You have to register on the district website, but we'll try to get a link to that. So that is our new structure. If you do hear community of schools, you might have heard us on the news recently where it says, they said Taft Community of Schools has tutoring. Well, the details are it's a step-up program or something like that, but it's K-8. It is not for the high school, even though the news said it was Taft. It's Taft Community of Schools. So we will be working on our own in-house programs, but we won't be doing that program specifically. So I want to thank all of you for participating. I know it was a long meeting, a lot of information. The slideshow will be shared. Please go to our website. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, and join and go to the website. I'm so happy we hit over 2,000 followers. Yes, just in the last couple of days. So thank you for following us so we can share the most current information and stay connected, especially around these very distant times. So thank you. Please join us on the next Coffee with the Principal. I'm going to work on more ways to be interactive as much as possible, but it's hard when we have so much information to get to you. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing all of the students on Tuesday afternoon in my webinar for students, and I'll be sending out my Sunday messages as I get more updates. Thank you once again. Have a great day. Thank you. Great job on the staff. Thank you, everyone, for putting this together. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.